Okay, I find myself in a constant debate, asking myself, do I have a responsibility to nature? If so, why? My goldfish sure doesn't think that way. Why should I? Are environmental problems worth solving? If so, which ones and to what extent? Resources are still scarce, and there are a lot of problems to solve in the world. As someone who lives off Earth science trivia, I have a bias, but to an outside impartial observer, what's the best way to proceed? As we go on with our lives in the next few decades, these are all difficult problems that we need to tackle. And we require people who are well versed in many disciplines to do so, but especially in the earth sciences. Thinking to high school, you likely took a course in science, usually from the selection of biology, chemistry, or physics. And I asked, do you remember learning the processes that led to amazing monuments such as Kilauea, Grand Canyon, or Mount Everest? These are all important monuments that you probably want to take a picture of, but earth science is the study of Earth and its surrounding environment, and includes the fields of geology, meteorology, oceanography, astronomy, as well as environmental science. Studying it allows us to understand Earth's history and its complex interacting systems, and in turn enables us to protect our little pale blue dot. But here's the issue. Earth science is barely taught, if you didn't already know. So, according to 2018 data, Earth science is only taught in a standalone year-long course in 2 states. And unlike physics, which has 26 states, and biology, which has 32 states, which you can see in the graphs here. Middle school and high school courses are just constantly dwindling. Only 7% of high school students take an earth science course, and concepts often disappear after middle school. And unsurprisingly, geoscience majors are thus dwindling in quantity, despite being one of the most essential topics in modern society. The importance of earth science stems from the fact that many of our problems of today and tomorrow rely on earth science knowledge. Earth science has existed for centuries, right? Millennia. But has only really gained traction not even a century ago, with the advent of plate tectonic theory, the new theory on the block. But now has seemingly decreased in popularity, even though we have challenges such as global warming, climate change, pollution, resource management, and many more as well, right? So we require solutions, and these solutions require 1, specialized teams of geoscientists, and 2, even more importantly, we require a public that's earth science literate. People who can make smart and responsible decisions and promote accountability from leaders and policymakers. We've actually seen this in action in the not so distant past with the ozone layer. In 1985, a study called Large Losses of Total Ozone over Antarctica Reveals Seasonal Interactions of CLO and NO. Scientists documented abnormally low levels of ozone in Antarctica during the springtime. CFCs, or chlorofluorocarbons, were breaking away at our ozone layer. Basically, our Earth's sunscreen was disappearing. But as soon as this was well known, right, something amazing happened. Environmentalists, voters, policymakers, everyone worked together. Businesses had already begun phasing out their CFC products because of massive consumer pressure. And thus, when the Montreal Protocol, which almost universally banned these detrimental CFCs, was passed, it had less resistance. This is exactly why teaching earth science is so important. It gives people tools. It gives people tools to recognize problems. It gives people tools to critically think about those problems. It gives people tools to be part of the solution. But the benefits of the subject are more far-reaching as well, due to its interdisciplinary nature and vastness of the subject. Earth science links everything from physics to biology to chemistry to almost any subject you can think of, due to its inherent complexity, requiring stuff from science to economics. And Because of the number of variables in the subject, earth science teaches you to think about how different systems and different disciplines interact with each other, providing skills to make connections and providing skills to solve real-world problems. Concepts aren't just limited for those few geologists, meteorologists, oceanographers, and astronomers. And it is instead an important investment in a time where problem solving instead is required, especially in fields like material science, in astronomy, in resource management, just to name a few. So we as a society will require some sort of knowledge in the field. Other than those boring, hard social, economic benefits, there are other quote-unquote soft benefits, as I call it, that will long outlast the number of people who remember how Kilauea formed. So just being mesmerized by nature, just having an appreciation for the environment creates a sense of enjoyment, creates a sense of protection for our home. And it allows you to just see a breathtaking photo of Earth and just be mesmerized about how precious Earth and how rare our planet is. Unfortunately, middle school and high school are some of the last times to make this earth science literacy happen, because it's the last time people get in contact with many subjects in a classroom format. So to do these things, we require first we require changing graduation requirements to include more ESS concepts, or unabbreviated earth and space science concepts. So in New York, 70% of students take an earth science course. I know, unheard of. But that, unsurprisingly, New York has some of the highest levels of geoscience majors, highest levels of geoscience teachers in the States. Requiring earth science as either a standalone course or making it one of the 4 options as science electives just puts it at the same level and prevents it from being crammed into other subjects. What often happens is earth science courses are squeezed into other courses like physics, biology, and chemistry, leading to many topics being overlooked and being forgotten, not being in depth. And because of this, it's like solving a puzzle with things scattered around your house. The difficulty in understanding the whole picture just skyrockets, I know. Now, number 2, our second point is requiring an increasing prevalence of teacher training. Earth science teachers are very rare, and according to the Geological Society of America, only 42% and 64% of high school and middle school teachers, respectively, have taken an introductory geoscience course. And think about those numbers when we try to increase the amount of geoscience teachers. People who have less experience with the subject will have to step up. This means to maintain effectiveness of teaching, to maintain and stop the shortage of teaching, we need to increase the confidence of teachers, increase the content knowledge of those teachers through training. And third, most importantly, is building a culture that supports the subject. To increase impact effectively, the culture needs to support students outside of the classroom's 4 walls. This means competition, this means clubs, initiatives, this means earth science experiences like field trips or even more elaborate. Having a great earth science community always helps, and universities partnering with schools can just encourage a few people to maybe pursue the subject in the future. Promoting earth science isn't just curriculum, it's also culture-based, and there's steps we can all do to uplift it from the state where it is today. From scientists, educators, to students, to teachers. As earth science is advancing and becoming even more interesting, more influential, advancing technology is only pushing it further than it is now. Earth science is becoming more widespread through its careers and impacts, but it's also a good hobby to pursue. For me, I started pursuing earth science for our school's science bowl team, which, if you don't know, is a fun Jeopardy-style competition where we buzz in head-on with other teams. And it sparked an interest in me, and I read the books cover to cover, despite never taking an earth science course in my life, except once in 5th grade. And this has led me to compete in competitions, led me to do research, and led me to teach others as well. But what really kept me going was the online high school earth science community. So what we did was we had daily competitions. We identified minerals and rocks with people like halfway across the world. And it kept me going to see someone else was there on the journey with me. Getting earth science into the classrooms and making it a field not to be dismissed, not to be thought of just as boring old rocks is important. And so next time when you're at the Grand Canyon, next time when you're taking a selfie at the Horseshoe Bend, maybe think about how this happened. Getting that answer, thinking about how this formed might lead you on the endless, fascinating journey that is earth science. Thank you.